At Smith's Garden Town, talking to Steve Smith, and we talked about it. It feels like spring already.
It does.
But people need to be preparing for spring, right?
That's right. It's coming soon, and I thought we'd talk a little bit today about how we do the plants that we sell here in the spring, how we grow them, what goes into doing that, and so that you end up with finished products that look like this.
And you've got an assembly line that gets them in, gets them out, gets them going.
Gets them in, gets them out. But the key to it is the type of soil that you use, because the soil, the good soil creates a good root system, and a good root system is really the basis of your having good plants. It's kind of like the foundation of your house. If you start out with a weak foundation, then you're going to have problems with your house. If you start out with a strong root system, then you're going to have strong plants. So before you buy your plants, knock one of them out of the pot and look at the roots. Be sure those roots are white and alive like these are, and so that you'll have a vigorous plant that will carry you through the spring season.
And what are the key things in the soil that people need to be looking for, and do you already have it mixed up and ready for them to pot it with?
Yeah, you want to put compost in the soil before you plant. You want to be sure that your soil is loose. You want to be sure that it drains well, that you don't have low spots in the flower beds that are going to catch water when it does rain and and drown the roots out.
Sure.
But the main thing is get organic matter into the soil prior to planting, and start with plants that have a good root system.
Spring into spring at Smith's Garden Town, they have all the answers and everything you need. If your New Year's resolution is to have a more beautiful lawn and garden, well, we believe we have the answer at Smith's Garden Town with a brand new program you guys have started that has to be a big help, because, Catherine, I can never remember when it's time to do the weed control, when it's time to plant the seeds, when it's time to do this and that, and you guys have it all down pat, right?
Well, the best thing that you can do to keep your lawn looking great is to prevent weeds before they get started.
Sure.
There are some great products out there that are called pre-emergent weed preventers. And as you can see, we've got a whole lot of different ones.
Sure.
But the problem is most homeowners don't know which one they should use, how much they need, or when to apply it.
Okay.
So if you will sign up for our DIY lawn service, we'll take care of all that for you. We will deliver the product to your home at the right time. So all you have to do is spread it and water it in. We take all the guesswork out of it. We'll know how many square feet you have in your yard. We'll figure all that out for you. And for a year in advance, all of 2017 will be taken care of. So just go to SmithsGardenTown.com and sign up, or call us at 692-7100. Get signed up for our DIY subscription lawn service, and boy, your rest of your 2017 will be a whole lot easier.
It will, and DIY, of course, means do it yourself. You can spread it, you just may not know when to get it. And Smith's Garden Town will do all the thinking for you. All you've got to do is just take care of it once they deliver. Michael, there's really no better way to add color to your landscape than with roses, and just about anybody can grow roses, right?
Sure. Roses have been used for thousands of years. They're quite easy. They do take a little bit of maintenance, but they can give you great color. They're very drought resistant, and they do really well in this part of the country also.
And speaking of maintenance, there is some pruning that's necessary, and you're going to kind of show the folks what it's all about, right?
Sure. The biggest pruning of the year is going to be right now in February. We always say to prune your roses around Valentine's Day. Now the reason for that is that pruning is going to stimulate new growth. So you don't want to do it, say, in the middle of winter and the fall, because that new growth can come on, and if we get a really hard freeze, it can actually damage the new growth. So
Sure.
You want to do it right before it's going to warm up for spring, and that's going to really give your roses the best amount of performance. Have you ever been up to a house that maybe where they haven't taken care of the rose bush and it's 10 feet tall and it's only got one branch and it just looks ugly?
Right.
Those roses haven't been pruned properly. So your main time to prune is right now, and we're going to show you a little bit how to do that.
Okay, show us.
So what you want to do is you want to find just the main stems that you want to work with. Now this might be that you just want to leave 4 or 5 main stems, and then you can actually take most of the rest of it off. A good rule of thumb is just to take about 50% of these branches off. And that's just going to open up the middle of the plant. And then what else you can do is find where there are little buds coming off of it. And if the buds are facing outwards, then you want to cut just above that bud that's facing outwards, because that bud is going to make a new branch, and you want to promote the growth going outwards instead of going up into the middle of the plant.
Gotcha.
So it's a really good way to do it. And now when you find these buds, you want to trim at a 45-degree angle away from that outward facing bud. And then if you find any branches that are dead at this point, this is the time to remove those dead branches and then leave your healthy branches.
So with proper pruning, you can literally control how the rose bush grows, what direction it grows, and make it look fuller and more lush just simply by the way you prune it.
Exactly. This is one of the most important things you can do for your roses to give them a really healthy, beautiful, full look.
Come on out and talk to Michael and the experts at Smith's Garden Town about your rose bush and how you can make it even prettier. Catherine, when we talked to Steve a little earlier, we said it feels like spring already, and you guys are ready for spring because people need to learn stuff.
We always have fun early in the spring because we have seminars where we can talk about helping people learn to do many of the things they want to do in their garden. I have a whole list of seminars. First, on February 11th, we will have a vegetable gardening seminar out here 2 times, both in the morning and the afternoon of the 11th. On February 18th, I'm going to talk about gardening is for the birds and the butterflies. So we'll talk about how to attract birds and butterflies to your yard, what kind of plants to use, how to use them in your yard. Then February 25th and 26th is a big weekend. That is the Home and Garden Show. Arts Alive Home and Garden Festival at the MPEC, and we will be there. We will have, I think, 12 booths this year. We will be a big presence at the Home and Garden Show this year. March 4th, the very next weekend, we will have a seminar on shade gardening. So if you have those problem areas under a tree, it's hard to get something to grow, Steve is going to talk about what kinds of things you can plant that will look really good and eliminate that issue of the bare ground under your trees. And then finally, on March 11th, we're going to have a seminar on planting a beautiful patio pot. And this was very popular last year, so this is your chance if you missed it last year. So if you want to know the dates and the times, go to our website or visit us on Facebook or give us a call, and we'll be happy to fill you in on the times for all these seminars that are coming up.
In the meantime, if you have any questions whatsoever, just come to Smith's Garden Town. The experts are all over the place, and they can answer any question you have. Wild Birds Unlimited has now moved into Smith's Garden Town Farms. Is that what's going on back here?
That's what's going on. You know, we started out here 2009. During the drought, I opened another store over by Market Street Plaza. Now that we're busy again and we've had rain, thank you, we need to be consolidated again. And so we've moved Wild Birds Unlimited store back inside Smith's. As you come in the front door, you'll see us over here on the left. We still will have all of the wonderful bird food. Now, the nice thing about Wild Birds Unlimited bird food is it's always fresh. You bring it in fresh every week. That's important because if you buy bird food that's been sitting in somebody's warehouse for 9 months, the birds aren't going to like it. They're not going to come to your feeders. So you want fresh food. You want food that doesn't have any trash in it. You want food that is mostly nice wild, nice black oil sunflower, other ingredients that the birds really like, none of the trash and fillers. It'll just make weeds in your yard. And we have so many other types of bird food. We've got the cylinders, which are very, very popular. We've got all kinds of suet. We've got the best bird feeders. Most of them have a lifetime guarantee.
And you also have everyday sales tax day because you don't have a sales tax on
no
bird
sales
food,
tax on wild bird food. And we have the experts. We have the people who can tell you what kind of food, how to solve your problems. If you have squirrels and you don't want to feed the squirrels, we can show you how to keep the squirrels out of your bird food. If you want to attract just certain types of birds, we've got feeders that are specific for different types of birds.
You want to attract those wild birds into your property, we have the experts and everything you need to do that right here at Smith's Garden Town now, as the Wild Birds Unlimited has now moved to Smith's.